How should students spend? In 2015, we're seeing more and more the concern for the rising national debt and also personal debt in this country. And as we'll see in the upcoming election in 2016, candidates will use this as part of their platform as to why they're running for president and part of the reform that they may bring to the country in regards to debt. According to Mark Kantrovitz, a contributor to www.edvisors.com, the average amount of student loan debt has been steadily rising. Per his numbers, starting in 1993, the average student loan debt for graduates has been rising every year from just under $10,000 in 1993 to right at $35,000 for the graduating class of 2015. Now, $35,000 is a lot of debt to start out with when beginning your career, but it would seem reasonable that wages in the market would meet the needs of graduate when it comes to repaying student loan debt. But unfortunately, as according to the National Center for Education Statistics, while the average amount of student loan debt has increased by 35% between the years of 2005 and 2012, the average earnings for those with a bachelor's degree has decreased over the same span. The rising cost of education and the lack of wages increase is not conducive to repayment of student loan debt. So, what is the solution? For most of us, the answer is simply to not take on student loans. Graduating students will, on average, 70% of graduating students will have student loan debt when they leave college, which is by far too high of a number. It seems the only way to pay for college when going in is to have a savings already set up, or scholarships and grants, or to simply pay for college as you go. Solution to staying out of debt and to spend wisely in college is to maintain a budget. Popular idea is to keep a cash budget, and the basic idea of a cash budget is the inflow of cash should always be greater than the outflow of cash, which means if you don't have the cash in hand to purchase something, you don't get to buy it. This keeps you out of a credit cycle, and it keeps from the incurred cost of interest payments, which will accumulate over time and eventually lead to more and more and more and more debt. The idea is to budget everything you need in your life. You're going to want to budget your must-haves you have in your life, which will be all your bills, from your rent to your mortgage and your car payment and your cell phone. And you want to even budget all the food you need to survive and even your entertainment. You're going to budget a night out with friends. When your cash runs out and when you're at the club, you just stop spending money. You're going to budget your holidays when for Christmas, and you're going to budget your summer vacation. And this way you don't rack up either personal debt or student loan debt. Also, what you need to do is save for stuff that you may not foresee. Call your rainy day funds. You want to save money for having to fix your car or having to get your dog out of the vet. Everything that you may not foresee, you're going to need cash in hand to take care of that. And it also goes without saying that you don't want to spend your money on anything illegal or unethical. In some colleges and universities, if you are convicted of or accused even of committing certain crimes, you can lose your academic standing and you may be kicked out of school. And it definitely won't help you as a student. And also, if you know how to use the credit system, it can be a boon as far as spending. You can receive discounts by using credit lines, and also the unfortunate thing is you have to build credit if you want to go into certain careers. Some would say that the only thing just as bad as having bad credit is having no credit. So by it's for half of it you have to not use credit and not get in debt, but at the same time you do want to use credit so you can build your own personal credit. There are certain careers where you only need credit in your name to get careers if you have to get bonded for certain things. If you don't have a credit, then you can't be bonded. You don't have any reputation. So, but the idea is to spend wisely. Always be frugal. Spend as little as possible, and hopefully you can stay out of debt.